Hello everyone and welcome to this new video tutorial. In this video guys, I'm going to show you the most used formulas and tools in Microsoft Excel. So probably you're working on a table and there are a lot of shortcuts and tools and also formulas which you can call to make your work easier and also to help you to work faster. Let's start with creating a table. So I have this data entered here and I would like to create a table for it. You can either go to insert table and then you can select the data which you want, or you can just start by selecting where the table starts and where it finishes, and you just press Ctrl T, you press OK, and you have your table ready. To input the data for each column, as you can see, we'll have just to select the line what is our headers. You click cut and you click again to paste it, and it is done. You can always hide those two rows which you don't want by just selecting both of them by clicking on the numbers of it, and you click with the right button of the mouse and you select delete, and you're ready to go. So here we have our data, and we can always select to create some totals and subtotals if we want. So we can always go back to home, click Autosum, and here Autosum has selected automatically the whole row for me, which I want. Just press enter. And with the latest versions of MS Office Excel, it works that there is quick analysis. So here I have selected just for the first line, but Microsoft Excel has applied it automatically, and this works for 2010, 2013, 16, and 19 edition. However, if you have older version and did it work for you, like 2007 or 2003, you can just click on the right here and drag, and this should show the subtotals for you, or the totals of each section. So we'll just delete this one and here. So again, we can always count per each month the totals again. You just click sum. Here it worked, so it has taken the sum. You can always click inside the function to see what it has selected as a data, and you can click escape to not modify it. And you again click and drag, and you have the totals for each line. To remove the fill-in, let's say we have highlighted everything and we don't want to continue anymore with these colors. You can always click go back, or you can just select and click on clear, and here you can either clear content, comments, hyperlinks, or clear format, or you can even clear everything in the table. If you want, you can always delete your sheet by just clicking with the right button of the mouse on the sheet, and you can select delete, or you can copy and move to the back. So I would just show you, I would like to copy another sheet from another workbook to the current workbook which is being opened and called exercise. So I will just reduce it. I will open the other workbook from which I want to copy the sheet. So let's see. Yeah, I want to copy this sheet. So all what I will have to do, I click with the right button of the mouse again, and I click move or copy. Here guys, you have the title of my current workbook. I want to move it to the other workbook called exercise, as I said, or create even a new one. I click it this way, and here I will select move to the end. I will just click OK, and we can go back and close the other one. I will just click don't save, and here I have my sheet again from the other workbook. So here guys, I have the filter sections. I can always filter by location if I want to see only the data for one location. Let's say Madrid. And here I have only one location appearing. However, if I want to remove all the filter, I can just click again, select all. But if you want to get rid of these filters, you can always just click select, and you go to data and you click on filter, and the filters has been removed. And if there is any hidden data, it should appear again. So here guys, let's say I want to find out the minimum number in this series of numbers and also the maximum number in this series. So all what we'll have to do, we click here, we look for Autosum, and we select minimum, and we click and drag to select the line or the column in which we want to check the number, and we press enter. So the minimum number or the lowest number in this series is number 12. You can do the same. You can always just click drag, click inside and change I by E and press sorry by and you add another X to have the maximum formula. We select the whole series and we press enter, or you can just go back and you click maximum. You click inside the formula if it's showing the wrong number and you select the column and you just press enter. And this will show you the maximum number. So the lowest number or the minimum number is 12 and the maximum is 89. So now we would like to calculate the average in this series of numbers. So we are going just to click again, go to Autosum and select average. We click and drag to select the whole line or the whole column. And here we have 45 is the average for this series. However, when you click and select, Excel shows you the average and it shows you also the count and the sum. So we can always check if these numbers are correct. So we'll just create the sum function. We select the series of numbers. Let's name it sum so that we don't get confused. And now we're going to calculate the count of numbers. So we would like to know how many numbers are in this or the count of cells here. So we can already do it manually. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Here also it shows count 12. However, there is a function for that. We just click and we select count numbers and we select the both and it will show us 12. And this is how we count numbers or cells in Excel. There are a lot of functions related to mathematics, finance, etc. And the best also is when you want to compare if two numbers are equal or superior and to apply it to a whole table of data, you can just click wherever you type or you enter your function by entering the sign equal. This is for creating a function. And we select the row which we want. Let's say row number 5 on the column G. And we want to see if it's superior to the row next to it. We'll just press enter and it says false because they are equal. So you can do the same for the other lines and you can always check what is applying for. However, if we want just to compare the number 34 with this line of numbers, let's say the 35, 45, 45, we can always create a separate function for it, or we can just go back and edit our function. And here we will edit the data related to this. So this is the initial number which we want to compare with the others. So we'll just add the dollar sign. Let's just zoom a bit in. So we're going to add the dollar sign next to G and also next to the number of the row, and we press enter. Now we're going to drag and we'll see if it's true or false. We'll just click exit or anywhere. So here we'll click on the second line. So it is comparing 34 to the next line. And here it should compare it to the 7th line. And here it will compare it to the 8th line, which shows all of them false. So let's change the data here. Let's say 120. And automatically the data has been updated here. Maximum, the average, the sum, and also the functions for comparing if it's superior or inferior. You can always go ahead and create additional functions. Let's say we want to calculate the number of boxes multiplied by the price unit. So we are going to click equal. We enter the location and then we use the multiplication sign or the division or the subtraction, and we click to select the second one. We press enter and Microsoft or Excel should apply it automatically to the rest of the cells automatically with the quick analysis. If it doesn't work, just drag and it should work. To check if the data is correct, you can always click inside the function or inside the cells and it should show you what it did exactly, and this should show you all the data. You can always go ahead and add a comment. Click with the right button on the cells where you want to add a comment. You can insert comment, rate changing this month, for example, And here you see this little red sign. Whenever you press or you put your mouse next to it, it will show you the comment. The next function which I will show you, it's related to lowercase, uppercase, and proper, and they are mostly related to text and text editing. So here, guys, I have this text, some of the or this names, customer or student names list. Some of them are mixed between the names are written in uppercase, lowercase, and some of them are simply proper. So to fix that, let's start with lower one. I will just create a function called lower. I click equal. These functions exist in Excel itself. I'm just calling them. So we're going to type lower. We click 2 times and we select the name and we press enter. And here we have the name written in lower cases. So we just drag and we have the same lower cases for the other names. Now to create upper cases, we just equal again, enter equal sign. We type upper. We click 2 times. We select any of these two, the lower one or the initial one. We select just one. We press enter. And with the quick analysis, we just drag to the right and it should work. Now with the proper again, we type equal sign proper. And we select the name from whatever cells we want. We press enter. And here we can just drag or click on the right and drag it to the rest and it should work. We just click save to save our work and we'll go ahead with the next functions. The next function, guys, it's called trim. So as you can see, for example, here I have some text. It might be names or list or whatever, and there are different spacing between each. So the spacing is not correct. So when I click inside, it takes me very far. So to remove all this spacing, we'll just call a function called trim. So we'll type equal sign trim. We're going to click 2 times to select the function. We're going to select the cells where the text exists and we press enter. And we can click on the right bottom and drag, and this should correct the spacing between all the names. So in this case it was a bit on the right, so now it's totally fine. And between these two names there was too much space, and now it has been corrected. This is an additional function which helps you to edit the text faster. So the next we will be using a tool to identify the duplicated data entries. So here we have a table, so let's create it. Just click OK, and we'll just try to change the space. Let's call it math. We'll just name our table. And we'll just delete the last one. So here we have some students' name, and some of them are being entered multiple times with the same marks, and some of them are different. So to change that, we'll just select our table. We go to Conditional Formatting, and we select New Rule. Format only cells that contain. We'll select cell value to show the one blanks first. We're going to format it with color. We'll just use a fill so that it will be reflected, and we click OK. So here it shows us that this space is empty, so we'll just put not applicable. Normally it should have selected everything, so we'll have just to select again. We'll have to select again, sorry, the table. And we will click on Conditional Formatting, New Rules. Cells contain only. Cell value will select blanks. Format, we'll select the yellow color. Click OK and press OK. So here it shows us all the blank positions. So we can always click to select all of them and start typing in one of them. And then you press Control Enter, and it should apply the entry which you have put for all of them. So let's just change this value. Now that we want to delete the duplicated or identify the duplicated data, we'll just select the initial table again to continue with data editing. We will go to data and we'll select remove duplicates. Here make sure to select my data has a header if it has a header, and we're going to select all the columns and we'll click OK. And here it says that 2 duplicated value found and removed, 9 unique remain value. So we'll just press OK. And you might find that the same name is appearing again. Sophie, for example, is appearing 2 times. So let's filter to see why it didn't delete that duplicated name. So to explain to you the principle that here, if the system identify that, for example, the name Sophie or a data doesn't have the same value repeated for all the columns, it will not delete it. So here we have the same value for bio and history. However, since in the math there were 2 different value, the system has considered to be different data entry, different person, and have just kept it. So we'll just select again to show everything. And now we'll go to the VLOOKUP function. The VLOOKUP function allows us to edit and to modify a lot of data and also reduces the manual input required. So here I would like to see if the name Jules appears in this first column. So to call the VLOOKUP function, I will have to click again on the function, or you can just go and type equal VLOOKUP and we'll click 2 times to open the function. And here we'll have to enter the value. However, I prefer to go from the one on the top because it shows me exactly what I want to do. So here we have the VLOOKUP function appearing. On the lookup value, we'll select the first column. On the table array, we will select the column A. Cool index, we have to put 1. And range lookup, we'll just put false. And we'll just press OK. And here it will tell us if the names are existing or not. So here it shows that all these names which are here compared to the list or the column A are appearing or are there. Let's change the name Sophie by different version, and here it shows not applicable because it couldn't find this name in this column. So if we add it here, it will change automatically, and you can go ahead and play with this nice function to see how it works, and it gives much more insight and much more functionality when added to tables with multiple data entry. The last thing, guys, which we will see in this video, we will go to the chart. So for example, we want to include a chart for this table. So we can go and click on insert and we select recommended charts and we click on all charts, and here we can select which charts we want or which the one reflect our data the best. So I will just select the bars. I will select this one. We'll click OK. And here we can select always the color. However, I did a little mistake that I didn't select the table for which I want to include the chart to use the chart for. So we can always click delete. Again, we select the table and we can go again to insert, recommend the chart. And now it is totally different. Previously, we didn't show any recommended charts because we didn't select any data. But now since we have selected the data, it shows us some recommendation. So I will select this one because it reflects the best what I want. And I will just resize it. Here we can select color to have the color in the background. And you can also or always change the type or use multiple charts if you want to. When clicking inside the chart itself, you can click on the little plus to add axis tiles, data labels, etc. Or you can always click to select the color and the style. But I prefer the colorful one. And you can also use filters to filter the data as you want to show just some of the data apply. And here it shows me only Paris location, for example, compared to Marrakesh location. And we click apply. And it allows you to play as you want with the data. In this video, guys, I try to cover the most used tools and formulas. However, I invite you to go through Excel to find more exciting formulas and tools. And if you still need help or assistance, you can always leave us a comment or send us an email and we will do our best to help you. If you would like to encourage us or you have a suggestion for us, don't forget to leave us a comment and don't forget to subscribe and to like our video. Thank you for watching and talk to you soon in a new video tutorial.